Hey guys, welcome. I'm going to put some tips together in front here, which will give you some pointers on extending the life of your hot tub while enjoying it a little more and being safe. So I'll be covering a little bit of electrical safety, how to work with the inner parts a little bit. We're going to be covering flow error, heater core replacement, self-draining pump replacement, saltwater conversion to eliminate itchy skin or rash, and broken cover chain. And check it out. Hey guys, this is a quick warning. What you have here on the front of you is a non-contact voltage tester. So when you're in your hot tub troubleshooting things electrically, make sure you get one of these guys. So even if you turn the circuits off, there could be potentially one of the lines for the voltages could be hot. This is more true in the 120 volt circuits. This is in what, once you get electrocuted once, you do not want to get electrocuted again. So anytime before I go into a circuit, I turn off the circuit breakers, and every now and then I'll put this device that's right here on the screen. I'll put it right against the circuit and it'll beep. If it beeps, you still have one of the lines is still hot and you can still get electrocuted. So I would use this on 120 volt circuits, 220 volt circuits. Extremely critical. This is definitely want to have this in your toolbox. So yeah, be cautious out there. If your display shows FLO, flow, right here, what's going to happen is your pump might be running, but this little heater element light will not light. So what do we do about that? Well, I ran into that the last time I went and replaced the heater core. Heater core goes right inside this guy here, and what happened is I opened up the heater core and tried to clean the connections pretty good, and this little device broke. So it's really flimsy. So what I wound up doing is I took some metal clothes hanger and I wrapped it in position so that when the little switch goes up, that tells the computer on this device to allow the heater to turn on. If this switch is off of there, the hot tub will say, oh, there's no flow going through here. So instead of turning on the heaters, it'll prevent overheating and starting a fire and those types of things. Now to drain this particular hot tub, you have a couple of little hose ends. All we do is put these in the open position here. So we just put them into the open position. You can use both. What I recommend is attaching one or two hoses to these guys. Switch the nozzles into the open position and run a hose right to your drain, and this will self-drain all the way out so that it's about maybe about 6 inches of water left in the bottom. That's usually pretty good right there. Check out our working hot tub. I've had this about 12 years, and when we got it, it was about 8 to 10 years old, so we've got a long time out of this. Anyways, this video is on saving some bucks on a couple of repairs that you can do yourself. One of the repairs I've done about 5 years back is replace this pump motor. It's not a big deal. Just get the right one for the model that you have. Look at this one. This is the California cooperage. And the other thing I've done is replace the heater core twice so far in a period of about 10 years. And many times we'll think that it's the electrical device, the circuit breaker right here will go to the wall. your hot tub does not turn on, you're going to check these. So first few times I replaced the heater core. This last time what I wound up doing is I finally just replaced this circuit breaker, and this circuit breaker is the $99 version at Home Depot. You do not want to swap this in for a circuit breaker that's like $12, because this is a high efficiency circuit breaker that that'll trigger in hundredths of a second, which will save your life. So make sure the right equipment is installed here. So this is what you want in your unit. Depending on your circuit box type, these connectors may or may not match. So it's just like so. Anyways, this is $99. These trigger super fast. Now, since I installed this hot tub over 10 years ago, I finally decided to, let's just replace the circuit breaker, which is, this guy here. And what I did notice is that the strength and how fast it turned off. The original unit, when we put it in from say 10 or so years ago, it would go off in about, I would say maybe 2 seconds. When I put the new one on, it was stronger, and it would wind up going for about maybe 6 seconds before triggering. But anyways, most of the time it's not this guy, it's the heater core. This guy, what will happen is you get rust buildup in this spot, and especially since my hot tub is set up for salt water, these will have to get cleaned. So we'll see how that goes. Next time I'm going to go ahead and clean these up and put it back in, and what you can do is actually measure the resistance between these two guys with an ohm meter, and I'll see about getting that up on the web page as well. Take a look at this guy. This thing is magical. What this device does is it creates chlorine from salt. So what I have done is I add about 7 pounds of salt every time I change the water here, and between this device and the device that's on the wall, that guy there, that guy, you just leave it plugged in and have it at a setting of 5, 6, or 7, and just leave them plugged in all the time, and it creates chlorine from you. It is super smooth. You almost don't have to touch any chemicals. It works so darn good. So just remember, when you're in the hot tub, pull this guy out, set it aside. When you leave the hot tub and you're away, or just put this guy back in, and the chlorine is generated on its own. Other thing you'll have to do with this device is soak it in vinegar about every 4 to 5 months, depending on the white residue buildup inside this device. And what'll happen is the chlorine creating capabilities goes down as this white stuff gets builds up, white residue builds up on this electronic unit here. So it is a super cool device. So once you install this device, create a little covering for it so that the unit does not sit in the sunlight, so that'll protect it from the sun rays just beating this thing to a pulp. So that's per the instructions provided in the unit. And you can go up or down, 7, 6, 5, 4, depends on the size of your hot tub. I love this. This is a life changer. Prior to using this, my skin was extremely itchy to the bromine, and this was a life changer. Before, I could only stay in the hot tub maybe 15 20 minutes, then I'd be very itchy. Now I can stay in the hot tub hour 15 minutes, no problemo. Super, super, super cool. Another hack that you can do is use a simple rope to hold the hot tub cover on. As you can see, all I did is just wrap the rope around the hot tub and tie it at the midpoint like so. And because those little chains always break off, so this comes in very handy. Little trick like that. Hey guys, it's Andrew Z. I created this video so that you could save a few bucks. Whenever I can save a few dollars on a repair, I call this the power of broke, which I write about in my book. Are you using the power of broke by searching for cheaper ways of doing things at home and at work? Are you striving for 40% gains versus 5% gains? Has the Pareto principle been applied to grow yourself at work and at home? Whether it is related to doing more with less or focusing the business on what counts, spending money is not always the only way. This is the power of broke. I go into this pretty detailed in my book. Unless we step back and look at the patterns that we repeat, we will not be able to break free from the chains that are holding us back. Check the link below for my new book, Live Free, Die Hard, You Are Not a Barcode. Thanks for watching.